I spoke of Jesus 74 and I spoke of Christ 77 equals to 151, in which 1 times 5, 1 plus 5 is 6 and 5. 6 times 5 is 30, 6 plus 5 is 11 equals 41 USA. Now what I'm going to bring to you is something a little bit different, in which is these triangles. How come these triangles? Well, this size triangle over here is the smallest you can get. This will take up an automatically 3 areas, but we always need to encompass. It's just the way things work. I'm not going to explain it because I am learning as I am explaining what I see. When I create this one over here, I automatically get this one over here, this one over here, this one over here. 5, 1, 1, 5. In order to get 5, 1, 5 back to Christ and make it perfect, 1 and 5, 1 and 5. 5 and 5 is 10. 1 and 0 is 1. 5 and 5 is 10. The medium is the center over here. In order to create this perfect as 12, I would have to go up now. One area. Let me make this a little darker so the paper shows up. Okay, I would go up 1 area, 2 areas, 3 areas, 4 areas, 5. I need 6, I need 12 areas to create this square. This is the true triangle. These straight triangles that we see is this side over here and this side over here. Those are perfect triangles. They're on the angle. When they're on the angle, they cut the half-life. See this size over here? That's one size. That's cutting through 2 sides of an angle. If I cut through here, and I cut through this side of the square, I get this size over here. When I cut this straight through the center from here to here, I'm automatically cutting this triangle in half. I can cut this one on this point, this one on this point. I will get 3 shots on the here, on the point here, and in the center. 3 cuts. But in those 3 cuts, I only have 1 square. And one of the cuts, that's from the furthest distance, right? The greatest distance, separating 2 sides. The greatest distance separating 2 sides. I'm going to show you that right here. Okay, the greatest distance separating 2 sides. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. The greatest distance separating 2 sides right here, but that's a half-life. The greatest distance separating 2 sides, two of the greatest points, 2 of the greatest distance, if you want, is right over here. You automatically have 2 of the greatest distance and a void and a void. In order for this to move here, this to move here, this is to move out. This is a void. So we're going to leave this at this. This one over here, in order for it to work, we need 12. We need 12. We need 12 by 12. We need 144 to make this perfect. Why? Because of this singular mark over here. This automatically needs this. The reflection is here, here, and here, and then we flip the sides. We flip it up here and here, and then we automatically get a void over here. We flip it sideways, it becomes here. We flip it up, it becomes here. To make it square, this becomes rectangle. Okay, we're just going to leave that out for now. This becomes the A. See this formation, the puzzle piece? We're going to flip this upside down. We don't need this book anymore. We're going to put this book over there. Then we're going to work on this over here. Okay, 1. When we encompass 1, we automatically get 8 that surround. But when we get 8 that surround, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces are automatically in the center. It's 5 and it's the 4 corners. The greatest distance between these 2 sides has a happy medium right over here. 1, 1, 1, 1, 5, and 9, 1 and 3, which is a representation of 12. 5 and 1 and 3 equals to 4 or 13. 5 and 8 equals to 13, and 9 and 4 equals to 13. 1, 1 and 3, 5 and 8, 3, 8, 4. Number of the church, 8 and 4, 3 and 4 DC. The church runs in DC. We're going to show you this a little bit different over here, where 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, and in the corners it's 4, 4, 4, and 4. Just trying to see if there's anything else in here that I want to present. No, we've already done this, so we're going to take this out. I'm going to show you the same thing over here. We're going to work on 1, 5, and 9 because the greatest distance of separation of 7 1, 4, and 7, 7, 5, and 3, 9, 5, and 1. When we work 9, 5, and 1, 1, 5, and 9, A, E, and I, we get 1 and 3 equals 4 or 12. 1 and 2, 12, and 1 is 13, 13, 13, 4, 4, 4. We end up with 1 and 3 ends up with Malcolm D. We get 5 and 8 ends up with he, MD. 9 and 4 ends up with dim D. Could it be the dim light or the D, the half inning of baseball, the birth of D, the birth of Mars, inside of Jupiter and Neptune running through Mercury and Earth? Then we go 1, 1, 1, 3, 6, and 9. 1 and 9 is 10, 1 and 6 is 7, 1 and 3 is 4. 1, 4, 7 run in this area and created by 3, 6, and 9. This says I am and I have, which is the J and the S. Why? Because the S letter is the 19th letter. The 16th letter is the letter light, is the letter P, and this is M. This will be MPS. Minutes per second if you want to just fool around. MACD, McDonald's. 5 and 8, 5 and 2, 5 and 5, 13, 7 and 10. 9 and 4, 9 and 2. Why? Because we minus 2, or 9 and 7 is 16. They both become 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 9 minus 2, which is the birth. 7 come 11, the gateway. 3 and 4 is 7. 3 and 7 is 10. 3 and 1 is actually what we're always looking for, 4 or 13, because this is the second level. That way, this one over here should be 10, which would be 16. This would be the letter S over here. This would be the letter S. This would be the letter J. This would be the letter B, P. This would be S, P. And this one over here would be 7, S, P, and G. Why? Because this one over here has to come to 13, right? 1 and 3 is 4. The M letter. M, J, G. These are the letters. I'm not going to go any further, which is 4, 1, and 7. 1, 4, and 7. 4, 10, and 7. This one is perfect. This one is perfect in its own. It stays in the spirit, spirit in creation. 5 and 2 is 7. 5 and 5 is 1 or 10. 5 and 8 is 13. And this one here, we have to bring it to the 7 world. Okay, 3, 5, and 7. First I did 1, 5, and 9. Now I do 3, 5, and 7. 7 and 0 or 7 and 9. 90 is the birth. Where we have in 9, we have 9. Then we have 18. Then we have 27. Then we have 36 equals to 90. 7 and 3, 7 and 6 equals to 13. GF Mac. Everything comes to MACD because 13 is McDonald's. A, C, M. 1 and 3 is 4. MACD. McDonald's. So if you want to look at it that way. There's another thing I wanted to explain about the moon. Is it in this book or in this book? So let me bring this back over here. I think I may have turned off the page. I'm not sure. So let me go back to this book over here. Did I start this video? Yeah, I did. Just two. So I don't have it, but I will explain what it is. Is that when I was talking about number... Let me just put this camera up here now. When we're talking about the deck of cards, it takes 13 cards. The average is 7 times 13. You add 1 to 13, it equals to 91. Artificial intelligence. There are seasons. 4 by 91 equals to 364. 7 by 4. 13. 1 and 3 is 4. 7 by 4 equals 28 days to the moon. So everything comes into its own perspective. Then we brought up this yesterday, right? This area here where 1 comes to the center, in order to encompass this area, now I have to go around it. If I go around it, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This one is 12, this one is 12, this one is 12. 12, 12, 12 equals to 48, but we can't count it that way because we're using this and repeating this line over here. 12, 12, 12, and 12. The actuality of it is it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This in between becomes, remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what encompasses. 5 and 4 is 9. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It becomes 9 and 7. Then this one over here becomes 4 and 5 is 9. And then only 2. This becomes 5 and 2. 5, 4, 2, 5, 4, 2. This becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then to add it on, you need, excuse me, it's 1, 2, 3, if you want to look at it that way. I was just putting in the 2. I forgot about the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, if you want to count them all. And then the inside is 1, 2, 1, 2 is 5, and then 4, 7, 5, 4. It depends which way you want to look at it. This 4 needs to be encompassed by what's around it. 4, 8, 9, 10, 12. It takes 12 to encompass this. Then we have the surrounding areas. When we have 7 across and 7 across, we only have 5 and 5. 7, 5, 5, 7 is what encompasses this number over here, in which the center of this, right? Forget about this. Now count here. We have 7 down here, and 7 down here is 14. Now we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It becomes 14 and 11 is what makes that box, right? The cross inside here, 2, 4, 6, and 8, and 4, 8, 12, 16. 1 and 6 is 7, 1, 7, and 8. I'm just showing you where the formation is an absolute that works inside of here. Remember, 100% is 100% of something, means there's more than one, means the minimum is 200. Now, I'm not quite sure what I've left out in this. Again, when we go to the game of craps, okay, 1 and 2 is a loser. 1 and 2 is a loser. The opposite is 5 and 6 of 1 and 2. And when you go to pool, it's the combination that works perfect, where the 1 and 2 is 3, and the 5 and 6 is 11, and it is the red ball. Raphael, 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching.